What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today we're doing something that I haven't really done in a long time, and that's a recap of a League Cup. And I know you might think of me, well, League Cup, what are you talking about, Squeaky? Why do we care about League Cup? Well, I haven't played Pokemon in a long time. This is my first Pokemon tournament in a very long time, and I'm excited to talk about it. So today, we're going to talk about Zoroark Umbreon deck, and this deck list is actually provided by Andrew Wambalt from the Charizard Lounge. Link down below to the article if you want to read it. It's a fantastic article. Make sure you check out the Charizard Lounge anyway. It's a fantastic website. Free articles, has a lot of information on there about decks and what did well at regionals and what made top 32, what made top 8, how many decks have made blah blah. Andrew does a lot of stuff for his community, and if you've never checked it out, then you're missing a ton of content that you need to see. But the week before, we know like Metagross won, Vespiquen got second first, Metagross got second, and there was like Vigavolt and stuff like that, and talked to a couple people, and I was like, man, Zoroark seems like a really good play. I love Zoroark, and I'm happy to see it do well again. I know that Danny played it and lost in top 4 to Metagross, and I was like, man, kind of want to flare on in there, so you can take down, like, you Decidueye, you take down Metagross, you blah, blah, you're good to go. And then I saw Andrew's article talking about his Umbreon Zoroark deck, and I was like, oh, man, we're going to check this out. And so this is the deck list I end up playing. Like I said, exact same 60. I really haven't played the deck too much except for Thursday. Thursday was the first day I started playing it, and then after that I was like, well, let's just go for it, see what happens, and let's just talk about the deck a little bit. So if you don't know, Zora's got that Mind Jack 10 plus 30 for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So with 5 you do 160, but then you have like damage modifications like Kukui to do 20 more, maybe Choice Band to do a plus 30. It's really good overall. For sure, it's just a really strong attacker. Your opponent's going to bench a bunch of Pokemon, and it's a non-EX attacker that does a ton of damage. But my favorite card from this deck is probably Zoroark Break. 100% Zoroark Break. Foul Play is such a strong attack. Just copy in one of your opponent's attacks and use it as your own. Really strong. Of course, Lele to get any supporter cards. Oranguru to get 3, destruct for 3 cards, which is really strong. And a 4/1/3 Umbreon. Of course, Flareon to make your stage 1 dark types, fire types as well as dark types. But one thing you gotta remember, if you evolve your Zoroark into a Zoroark Break, it's not a stage 1 anymore, it's a break, so it does not take the effect of Flareon. So make sure you keep that in play while playing. But Umbreon has now become really good, thanks to multiple things, including like damage modification and stuff like that. But Strafe does 30. He switches one of your bench Pokemon, of course, really nice. Shadow Bullet 90 does 30 to a bench Pokemon, and Dark Call GX discard 2 energy from your opponent's Pokemon. Now with Eevee, you have the energy evolution, so turn 1 you get Eevee out and start strafing, really nice. But now you have Choice Band. Choice Band gives you additional 30 damage. So what you can do now is you can Choice Band turn 1, hit for 60, and the next turn attach a DC and Shadow Bullet for knockout. Really, really strong for EX and GX Pokemon, and that's why Umbreon has become really strong to me. And with that Shadow Bullet, you can start placing damage on bench Pokemon, making it where Zoroark can take a knockout later on with Mind Jack. So a really cool thing to do here. Now, other things in deck, Field Blower to discard 2 tools, Special Charge to get special energies back, Super Rod to get back your Zoroarks and energies. You could play Rescue Stretcher, but sometimes you need your Dark Energies, and that's what Super Rod comes MVP. 4 days, 1 Ultra the Moon, which I'm not 100% sure if I like yet, but just giving that free treat to your Zoroarks is really nice. They have a Dark Energy attached, because they have 2 less, which means Zoroark has a free treat, which is really cool. Don't know if I'll play it again, though. This is one of the iffy cards I really didn't like in the deck, but you need a way to counter, like, Parallel City and stuff like that, so I'm not sure what I would play it instead, though. 1 Brigette, turn 1, just grab like 2 Zoras, and Eevee is really strong. 1 Lillie. Now you're thinking, Squeaky, we talking about Lillie is not very good if you're not doing a turn 1. But now with Tapu Lele you can, and since you play so many like basic Pokemon, you can draw into a bunch. There was multiple games. I had like an Eevee and 2 Zoras, thanks to like Ultra Ball and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm just gonna like Tapu Lele for Lillie, draw a bunch of cards and get set up that way. Really good. 2 Lysandre, and I like this a lot what Andrew did. 4 in and 4 Sycamore, just making you have a bunch of draw power, and you're not really relying on VS Seekers too much. Yeah, you do play 4 of them, but you can like just constantly play ends over and over again. And 1 Kukui to do 20 more damage and draw 2 cards. 4 Choice Band, 2 Float Stone, 4 DC, and 6 Dark Energies. And that's the deck I played this weekend. But today, all we're doing is recapping it. I know. I'll go over that why in a second. We're recapping it, and we'll see another deck later on today with Zoroark. It's I think it's a better version for sure. So let me. I know what we're talking about. So we're gonna talk about my decks and in Swiss and what happened. So in round one, we play against Kenny, a really good friend of mine, playing a Garbodor Drampa deck. Now this deck, his matchup is actually. It's nice. It's not like auto win, but it's definitely in your favor. Just because you have Zoroark with Mind Jack, they're gonna bench like a bunch of Trubbish and Tapu Lele's, and the Mind Jack does a ton of damage. Once again, you can do the Strafe and Shadow Bullet play to knock out Drampas, especially since you can Strafe to a bench Pokemon, saying, hey, you need a Lysandre, or I'm gonna Shadow Bullet you for knockout for next turn, which is really, really good. And that's one combination you can do. But I know one of the turning points of the game is he Righteous Edge a DC off my Zoroark. I put down a Zoroark Break, Dark Energy, and Righteous His DC to set him back a turn, but now he can only Righteous Edge, and then I can knock him out the following turn, which is really cool to do. And after that, it slowly comes at, slowly goes down, and I think he like runs out of attackers, couldn't really do anything, and I eventually will win that game. So we go 1-0. Next game is going to be against Scott Arnold. Playing Scott's always playing like interesting unique decks, rogue decks, so I never know what we're gonna play against. And turns out he's playing a Tauros Lugia Galvantula deck, and he always likes Galvantula. He likes just spreading damage to the bench, then cleaning up with Lugia or Tauros. Maybe let Tauros sit in the act spot, take some hits, and that's what happened. Like turn one, we gotta like swing at the Tauros. We need to soften up, so we like strafe, and then he like Mad Bull GXs my Umbreon with a Lysandre, and like, oh no, I'm about to be in trouble. But then I sent him a Zoroark, and he really can't knock it out. No, did he? Did he Mad Bull GX Umbreon for knockout? I think he Horn Attacked like something and then like Mad Bulled it for a knockout or something. I can't remember exactly what happened. I think I must evolve turn one, then he Horn Attack, and then I swing into it, and then he like Lysandre knocked it out for Mad Bull GX. I know he Mad Bull GX like turn two, and it was enough to knock out an Umbreon. But then I would eventually like I know the way I knocked out his own Tauros, I can't remember later on in the game, is he damaged Zoroark. I think he Horn Attacked it or something. Or, like, maybe like I said, maybe he raged it and didn't have it for a knockout. And then what I did was I used his own Mad Bull GX to knock out his own Tauros. It was a really interesting play, I think. Yeah, because he didn't have enough for me to rage him for knockout. So I had to Mad Bull GX him. So I had to use my GX attack for the game. But I had got rid of his only attacker. He had Lugias, but Lugias need 4 energies, and you can, like, foul play with 4 energies. And you can also copy his Deep Hurricane attack, which is really nice because it does 150 when the Choice Band 180, so that was really cool to do. So we kind of capitalized on that before he can use his own Deep Hurricane, because we only play the one stadium. So after that one stadium is gone, we really have no choice to knock it out really anymore. So we'll eventually win that, go 2-0. And then round 3, we play against Adam Maldonado. Adam Maldonado, he's an older player, made top 16 at like Worlds back in like 2004. Really good at Pokemon. Coming back to the scene, I'm excited to see him join. Just gotta get his brother Carlos back in the scene. It'd be really good. Memphis will have a lot of great players again. But Adam is playing his Ninetales deck, and what's funny is before the League Cup, me and Adam were playing because I'm like, how does this matchup work out? And it's kind of a back and forth, like who draws what lucky kind of thing. And I don't know, it's a weird game for sure. Now, once again, we have Zoroark Break. We can, like, foul play and copy his second attack. I can't remember what it's called, but it does 160. And with a Choice Band and Kukui, you can actually knock him out. So it's a weird game for sure. But I had to evolve in a stage, like, basically a stage 2. But he has to get, like, 3 energies on it, and it's a weird game. The game before, we beat him. So I'm feeling like, all right, we could beat this deck. We know how it was. This game is actually recorded, so if you want to see this later on, it'll be up this weekend for sure after I edit them all and commentate over them. But he would eventually, it would come out to the end. I can't remember much of the game, but it'll come down to the end. I end him to a small hand, like 1 or 2 cards, and then he has a Tapu Lele. So he plays a Tapu Lele. In my head, he's going to grab a Sycamore. Turns out all of his Sycamores are used or one's prized. I know there's 3 of the discard pile. I'm not sure if he played 3 or had 1 prize. I don't know. But he Tapu Lele, and he had to go for Kukui. And all he needs is an energy. Water, DC, I think he got an Aqua Patch. There was like many outs, and he Kukui. Second card hits the energy and wins the game. If he didn't hit the energy, I would have won the game. It's a really cool ending, and the game is really good. You have to make sure you watch that. Like I said, it'll be up this weekend. Sorry if I spoiled it, but if you watched the vlog on yesterday, then you know what happened. If you watch, I don't think Snapchat didn't say anything, but yeah, it's a really good game for sure. Make sure you check that out. So that was game 3. In game 4, I'm playing against Vlad, another really good player. He is new this season, but he has proven himself very, very well. He's proven himself that he does work at Pokemon. He does well at tournaments and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see a new player showing up in Memphis. But he's playing Sylveon. I'm like, oh, great. If you ask anybody there, I'm like, I'm about to lose. Like, what can we do? We have resistance. He has a bunch of energy disruptions, stuff like that. And we're going to eventually lose this game. So turn 1, we go for the, I go for energy drive. And I barely missed the knockout. I think I need like a Kukui or something. I can't remember what happened. Like, I turned 1, I was like gonna get the knockout, but then I whiffed. I didn't have like a Kukui in my deck, or I think I went for Kukui, but I can't remember. I just didn't have the knockout on his Eevee. Oh no, I know what happened. He just energy evolution turn 1 and got a Sylveon out. If he didn't get the Sylveon out, I would have knocked him out. I had the turn 1 like Kukui, like Ultra Ball for Tapu Lele, DC Kukui, knockout. But instead I swing for 90 because I had a Choice Band, and then I already put the pressure on from there. So I played from the start was a swing with Tapu Lele, and then bring up a Zoroark Break and swing. With those two combinations, you could knock him out, and you're forced into a max potion every single turn, which is really good. Later on in the game, I realized, like, hey, I should just use Zoroark Break, copy the Sylveon's ribbon attack, and just do 90 every single turn, because it does 110 minus 20 for resistance, 90, but with Silver Angle, Choice Band, you can do 120. So it's a really good game. I think, wait, resistance, yeah, it's right. My dad have resistance. Yeah, minus 20, so minus 20 plus 30. But it was a really cool game, back and forth. It eventually would tie. But if we had more turns, I think I would have won. Just because he ran out of energy disruptions. He ran out of like VS Seekers. He ran out of max potions. Time puzzles. A puzzle time was prized, and I eventually would have won the game. But time would be called. I don't know. But still, it's fine. We at least tied it. I thought it was an auto loss. If you play against Sylveon with Zoroark Break, all you gotta do is foul play over and over again. Just put a bunch of Dark Energies on a Zoroark and be good to go that way, because they don't play Crush anymore. All they play is Dark Energies. He would eventually one turn use his GX to pick up two of my Pokemon off a bench, but I would just eventually just, like, slowly just evolve back down, which is really strong. So we would tie that. So now we're 2-1-1. So 2-1-1, and I get paired up to, of course, my friend Justin. This game is also streamed because the winner has a chance to make a cut. Because what happened is a 4-0 and a 3-1 got paired, and the 4-0 was going to play no matter what. Well, I thought they were going to tie, but they eventually would play it. So if I knew that, I would have put them on. So, and the funny thing is, the 3-1 would eventually beat the 4-0, so that secured in that spot. And there was two other 3-1s. Well, in my head, I thought they were going to ID. I thought they were going to time, be like, whatever, one of us three are going to make cut. Or one of us is going to make cut. We're guaranteed one of us make cut. And they said they're going to ID, but they didn't ID. So they start playing it out, and I'm like, all right, cool. So I was feeling very confident, because I knew if I had beat Justin, then I would have made cut as well. Because one of those 3-1s would have bopped one of those 3-1s down, and it would be good to go. And just as playing Trample Garbodor, like I said earlier, it's not a super like 90-10 matchup, but it's in your favor for sure. You have Mind Jack that does 10 damage. You can copy Drampas, which is really nice. You actually get Berserk with a Zoroark Break, which is really cool. You can set up knockouts with that Strafe and Shuttle Bullet. It's another great game. I can't even remember this game that too much. Me and Justin were kind of goofing around. Might have played a little bit better, but me and Justin were just playing around most of the match. That game is recorded as well, but I'd eventually take down Justin. I'm like, all right, cool, we're feeling confident. I go to the other table to see what's happening. What is happening at this 3-1 table? Somebody win already, and what's happening? And it turns out that they will tie. They ran out of time. Neither one wins, so they go 3-1. So now there's three of us that are 3-1-1, and of course, I get the 5th seed ranking. We only cut to the top 4, unfortunately. and I would go 3-1-1, missing cut after having some amazing games, like tying Sylveon, barely losing to Ninetales, beating Justin. Sorry, Justin. And when I beat Justin, I knocked him out of cut. He was like 3-1. If he just beat me, he was in cut for sure. Sorry, Justin. But it turned out that Ken would end up winning the whole thing. Shout out to Ken Anderson. He actually borrowed my Decidueye deck. Going to the tournament, I had 2 decks in mind, Decidueye or this one, and Ken was like, just hand me the one that you're not going to play. And so I handed my Decidueye list, and he would eventually win with it. I was like, no, Kenton, no, I should have played Decidueye today. Oh, man. But still, it was a fun event. There was a lot of good players there, a lot of old faces, and I'm excited that the Memphis scene is exploding, and a bunch of TC and a bunch of players. We didn't even have anybody really come out of state. We had some Mississippi people, but nobody from Arkansas came. It was a somewhat small, but it was such a good tournament. We had Kenton, world competitor, me, world competitor, Justin, world competitor, Sam Liggett, world competitor, Adam Maldonado, world competitor. So there's a bunch of people there just out of the 20 people that knew how to play Pokemon, and it was a very intense field. We had Tino. I don't think Tino's made Worlds, but he's done really well at regionals before and stuff like that. Vlad, who's won a couple League Cups. He knows what he's doing. There's a lot of good competition there, and I'm excited that this happened this weekend. But guys, I really do think that Zoroark Break Umbreon's a good deck, but I think the problem with this deck right now is you don't have that fast of a hitter. Like, yeah, you can strafe in the Shadow Bolt for knockout, but this weekend what we would eventually see is you see Zoroark Drampa win this regionals. And so later on today, we're going to go over Zoroark Drampa, and I think the deck it's a lot better than Umbreon. The only downside is you don't have Flareon to take down Metagross, but I think you still can overcome it. You just have to get lucky. Like Danny, he barely, I think if I remember correctly, he barely lost to it. So maybe there is hope beating Metagross, especially since you can hex and use their GX, use their attack and make it where they can't attach energies and stuff like that. And that's how you kind of beat them. So I think it is doable against Metagross. I know Danny said it's a doable matchup. So I don't know. I think that Drampa Zoroark is a better deck than this one. Sorry, Andrew, if you're watching this, but man, it's still a great deck. Test it out. I mean, I love Zoroark. Zoroark is becoming one of my favorite Pokemon again. But still, I'm in that same situation of which deck do I play? Do I play Decidueye or Zoroark? 2 weeks still to internationals. I think it's 3 weeks actually. Not this weekend, not the next weekend. The week after is internationals. And I'm still on the boat. What deck do I play? But I definitely think I narrowed it down to either Zoroark or Decidueye. That's definitely my favorite 2 decks going to internationals right now. But guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something new about the Zoroark Break deck and about the Umbreon and stuff like that. And we'll see you later on today on Monday. We'll see the first place Zoroark Drampa Garbodor deck. Thanks for watching. Have a great day already. Bye. Alright guys, I just want to give a quick shout out to our 3 sponsors, 60 Cards, Yeti Gaming, and the Pokemon Company International. Links to everything will be down below in the description. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Alrighty. Bye.